Hello, everybody. How are you guys doing today or tonight? Good, I hope. Well, tonight I will be touching up pages that I've already finished up pretty much, but I'm just adding screen tone and inking up some backgrounds if need be. Just little things that I do personally because I don't know, helps me out. So I'm not trying to have every page look like a Berserk page from what I've heard. But anyways, let me go ahead and get to work. I really need to fix his eyes. So what are you guys working on? And by the way, I've got some comments or questions I would like to say in the comments. People want to know what kind of nibs do I use and where do I get my handles or my nib holders. This one I got on jetpens.com. I should get it sponsored from them. That'd be cool. And this one, I add this black tape to it. It's like some shrink wrap stuff. But anyways, this one I got at Hobby Lobby. I believe it's a speedball, I want to say. But I have them distinctly, like I put my finer nib on this Tachigawa holder, and I put the bigger G-pen, the G-pen nib on the bigger one, on the wooden one. This is what I use. I always keep a bunch of them stored, so you can never not have enough. And I know they last and stuff, but there's just something about a fresh one that has that really fine, sharp point. I always like the feel of a new nib with some new ink. It's, I don't know, it's that precise, clean feeling. And even on jet pens, I would get these little pen sets, for your desire or whatever that you like. Oh yeah, and I have this nib too. It's a mapping pen or a Armatori, and that is. So, anyways, let me get back to it. when I used to live in Manhattan, I used to draw on the subway train between my work and everything. I would draw on the subway train and sell art in New York City in Union Square. Those were fun times. But drawing on the train, it literally drew in a crowd. But honestly, I was just in my own head, just sketching out ideas. I never meant to literally try to draw in a crowd. I would even pick one of the rear like the furthest seat by the door. But at the same time, if it gave people a peace of mind, that was awesome too. If it gave me a peace of mind, I'm sure it was giving someone else a peace of mind. So that I didn't mind so much. And the thing too with these nibs, you don't want to go back and forth like that. If it appears that I'm doing that, I'm not. You want to kind of swoop in like one direction, because you can kind of poke into your paper and get that nails on the chalkboard kind of sound or feel running up through the nib holder. It's irritating. And why do I wear gloves? Because I like to keep my work clean. So I hope you guys find interest in my book as well. This is, like I always say in my videos, this is volume 2 of Under God. Volume 1 is done, 249 pages. and I always put in the detail because the backgrounds, like I always say, are characters too. It's like the set, and I want the reader to feel the world that the characters live in. Give me 2 seconds. I gotta plug up my phone. 2 seconds. All right, I'm back. All right, next page. I'll let that dry. Wow, I don't really have to do much to this page except maybe a little touch up. I would do little detail touch ups. I can do that. Maybe add to the dandelions. So, dandelions and marigolds are, well, I can't say too much about that. But yeah, so that's what I'm drawing right now. And detail. So this book is like a dark fantasy for 18 and up, not for kids. I'm sorry. This is the kind of story this is. It's the world. That they live in. I always find world building pretty awesome. Or bringing something to life that's, making it believable and sharing it with everyone. I can show you the tools and all that stuff, but when it comes to imagination, that's everyone's, that's everyone's like fingerprint in a way. Everyone has a different imagination, and you can get the basics use of the tools, or the basics of the tools, but when it comes to drawing, and or when it comes to the imagination part, like coming up with the stuff, that's on you. Like even in my volume 1, I don't want to tell everyone to be like, okay, this character uh, does this and that, and you have to know about their backstory in the first volume. Like, no, I want everything to be like a build up to that, like you're growing a relationship with the character or characters through this journey. I want this I want this manga to be a slow burn. I don't want, this is for the readers um, that like a long story, that like a good adventure and stuff like that, and that like a relation with the characters. So yeah, with the Angels of the Renaissance Studios, this is the quality, the level of quality, and the standards that I want to work with. Maybe in future projects, because I have many stories in mind. If maybe if I had a team that can help me finish those stories. But right now, I just need to focus on building this foundation through this book and through the card game. And and keep building other stuff, building and keep building the other new stories as well, to add to the roster of books besides Under God to the list. So yeah, I've been drawing for a long time. And doing stuff like this, I don't mind. I find joy in this, and It's not hard work. It's not hard. Once you start doing something, after a while, it's not. It becomes effortless, and that's what you kind of want to work towards. So you learn all the tools and everything, and you learn how to draw and all that stuff. Then you learn all the basic stuff. Then you can just go ahead and explore with those tools that you've learned. Knowledge is power, but I've always heard applied knowledge is power. So yeah. But then again, I don't know what I'm talking about. I just draw pictures and write my own books. So until I find out, until my book comes out, then I guess I can have a say so in something, right? It's okay to go the extra mile and push it. This is just me personally. You don't have to do that, but draw every little leaf on the ground or whatever. But this is just me. Nick, yeah, that's just me. Some way you just kind of let the work speak for itself. It's just more focus on drawing and getting the story out and done instead of creating drama videos. I want to show my viewers and my potential buyers and backers, that the work is being done and they're seeing it firsthand. So my process, I'm sure you've seen, it's like I have my storyboard on my index card, and I'll have my story scripted out first on notebook paper and all that. But when it comes down to storyboarding and making that, it's like I'll use index cards. Get you index cards, and will do the storyboard on the blank side, and then do the writing on the backside, like the dialogue on the backside. And then from there, from the index cards, then I would sketch them out on the blank pages, and then on pencil with pencil, and then I would ink them as you see. And it's just go by my storyboard. So like these are so yeah, like here's a storyboard. I'll do it on an index card. Dialogues on the back of the index card, but as you can see how the index card, the top panels are matched up with the top panels of the index card. So I can carry this with me everywhere I go. So yeah. So anyways, next page. Yeah, that one's background on that. This one I may leave blank because he's thinking about something. Just kind of feels kind of isolated. Well, I don't want to talk too much about that, but um, but yeah, this right here. If this is gonna be a, a, a floor in the woods or in the forest or whatever in the woods, then it should feel like that. So I always say, go out, take walks. You see a pile of leaves, that's. I know it's just a pile of leaves, but you can use that reference in a later, you know, in your mind kind of thing, kind of store it in your brain and say, okay, I'll use this later. I don't want the ground to look flat either. And that's where the character comes in, like, so you're just not, give it some irregularities and stuff. I remember my friends, uh, they would go to art school. A friend of mine went to art school, I'll just say. And, like I said, I always wanted to work for Nintendo, but, I had that upbringing where I guess doing that kind of stuff is like the devil's work or some dumb shit. So I never pursued it because I figured, I didn't want to be disowned or some shit. But anyways, that doesn't matter anymore. Yeah, I had a buddy that, went to college for art school and everything, but we drew together all the time growing up. Him and my brother and we would all draw every day, even at school. And get in trouble for a lot of the drawings. We're drawing pictures that the kids shouldn't be drawing, and it was funny at the time, but looking back, I can see why some of that stuff would be an issue. But we know better now. We know better. It's just not to do those things in the drawings and whatever. It's just dumb kid stuff. You grow up. So yeah, just let the work speak for itself. Just do the work. Just do the fucking work. That's it. It's not that complicated. But yeah, I never worked for any major publishing company or anything. I tried to get, like years ago when I tried to get into slave labor graphics because of the Johnny the Homicidal Maniac books. And I wrote my own little book. And ended up getting a letter back from the owner or somebody, or the quality controller, or whoever checks out the books, a personal letter, and just said they had their peace of mind. Let's just say that. And looking back at it, I don't think I would want to be stuck drawing that kind of stuff. You know, who wants to? Well, some people do. I mean, I just wanted to take it serious, take art, get serious with it. Even to this day, I'm still learning. I'm not like, oh yeah, I'm the master, this and that. I still got a lot to learn myself. To say, oh well, I'm OP and I've learned everything that I need to learn is bullshit. I am the one you look to. No. But if you want standards in your book and your work, have standards. There's nothing wrong with having quality. Be patient. That's where quality comes from, is patience. Patience. But also, don't indulge on that patience and say, oh, okay, let me wait 3 or 4 years. No, don't do that shit. It's just not right. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead add screen tone in the next 2 minutes. I just want to do, I know, little touch-ups with the trees and stuff. But yeah, just it's like one of those things. Like, all right, well, like work with quality. It's nothing wrong with working with quality. It's just not working with quality. There's nothing wrong with having quality with your work and having standards. So if you have a business or a company, you can or can't have standards. I personally, you should have standards if you have a company. Like, these are what we go by. We want professionalism, or we want this. We're not looking for that because it does not match our standards, the criteria, or doesn't, so it's like, yeah, it's one of those things. So if you have a company, and like most companies, they have standards, I hope, but with Angels of Renaissance, this is my standard, this is what I want, this is the level of work that I want to produce through this studio. And I also encourage everyone to practice, like really practice on your craft. Like, when I go to work to my 9 to 5, that's just my job. When I do this, I see this as my career. It's something that I want to do. And also sell art too. I know I said 2 minutes, and I'm like sitting here getting lost in the sauce. Okay, shit. I know. I know. I'm gonna get the screen tones on. Yeah, this world is, like I said, I want it to be alive. It's gotta feel alive. It's the stage that the characters walk on, they move on. It's the world that they live in. It should be alive. It should feel alive. All right. Let's get these screen tones on. Oops, keep shaking my camera. So I think once I hit like maybe like 500 subs, then I will start doing the whole giving out art kind of thing. Like do 10 pieces of art of the same thing or the theme of that, you know, of what I'm going to do. And do a little poll or something, or some kind of lottery. So also like kind of like for the mailing list, for the books, for anything that gets dropped, like books, new cards for the game. Mostly I'm focused on the books right now, because you gotta keep producing. I don't want any standstills, you know, like. Oops. Anytime you're doing this kind of stuff, get you a really good X-Acto knife set. And some really good tweezers too. But yeah, this stuff's not hard. This, like, doing the process, you know, maybe it's intimidating for some, but you know, it comes like it can be like that, but at the same time, it's just learning the tools, understanding the tools. But when it comes to drawing, that's all up on you. I might use a darker one for that. I can get away with that. Maybe? Yeah, I can get away with it. Let's try this, because I think it would be a cool effect. Oops. Yep, I can do that. I can do this. I don't mean to go off camera, but I can do this. God dang it. Okay. Driving me crazy too, I bet. Hurry up and get that thing on there. Yes, I do want to get it on there, but not very precise. But then we will come back to this. He's like thinking really deep about stuff. He's got some shit he wants to say or thinking, but we won't get into that. Just block it off. Don't get too fancy with that. Cut. Another thing, keep your fingers out the way. Yeah, that's basic and dumb, but when you're cutting screen tones. And I will come back, move on to the next one. You know, with the Clip Studio and with the digital, you can just instantly, just with a click of a button, you can put on the screen tone, just as easy. This, I like the challenge, and I don't give a damn. It's therapy. So, yeah. So something satisfying about putting down the screen tones. And it's one of those things, oh, can I work digital? Yes, I can. This is something I prefer. This is how I prefer. In this medium, I prefer to work like this. Yes. I can go like that. Do everything like an assembly line. Get everything blocked off. Alright, shit. The time's running out, so I will have to finish this off camera. Patience. Go ahead and do this real quick. Still have time. Oops, it's okay. I don't really have to worry about it to be in her hair. Just kind of look around it. As soon as I cut this off, I'll have to stop the video. But yeah, if you want to check me out on Twitter or X, what they call it, and Instagram, look up sevens_October. That's not my name, it's the name of my characters for the book Under God that I am working on right now as we speak, or as I record. There's something satisfying about pulling off the tone off the drawing and then seeing the result of it. I know that's some nerd shit, but I love it. Let's keep that piece down. Or some might say, good luck scanning all those images. That's how you work too. like that. That look. Let's give that look. Alright, everyone. Shit. No. Alright. We've got to go. But I appreciate you guys for subscribing and joining my channel. And please do hit a like on this video. But honestly, too, keep a lookout. I'll give you guys a heads up on my manga, Undergod. I said Volume 1's done. And right now I'm working on Volume 2 and writing out Volume 3. So I plan on this to be a long ongoing series through this studio. And I will keep you guys informed. So in the meantime, you guys take it easy.